Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Beware the Board, a horror podcast where we watch a randomly selected horror movie every single week. I'm Bob.
And I'm Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Welcome back.
Woo!
The real question is, will this episode come out a week after our last episode?
Yeah.
Or will it be in a couple months like it was with Ginger Dead Man?
No. We're back on regularly scheduled programming, to my knowledge.
Whoa.
Unless you have something going on that I don't know about.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, see, we're good. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Bob's car breaks again.
I think if my car broke down again, never mind. Anyway, something has happened between this recording and the last one, which was, what did we watch last time?
Last time?
Cannibal the Musical.
Yeah.
Yeah, between Cannibal the Musical and now, we both went and saw Weapons in theaters.
Yes, we did.
And I wanted to talk to you about it because I have opinions, and I'm curious about yours, Benjamin.
Okay, do you want to go first?
I liked it a lot. And I know a lot of people are going to think that's pretty, generic. But, I went in expecting it to be good. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. Initially. Because, I've never seen any of Zach Cregger's stuff. I haven't seen Barbarian, which I know he's pretty popular for. And I haven't seen any of his stuff with The Whitest Kids You Know, which I heard is very, very funny. It's like improv comedy he used to do before he made movies. And I was very, very, very pleasantly surprised by it. I thought it was good.
You know, I first want to start off by saying that I thought it was very well made, and I like the cinematography and all that stuff. But it's very much mainstream horror.
Yeah, it is.
And as someone who's a huge horror nerd and is very, overexposed to the genre, it was kind of boring.
I totally get that.
Because, to do this without too many spoilers, I figured out what was happening pretty much by watching the trailer, and I figured out...
I didn't watch the trailer. I avoided it.
But I figured out the villain and everything within 5 minutes.
Yeah. And I mean, not to give spoilers, but the whole point of the movie is that you don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and so for a film that's primarily a mystery, it kind of sucks that I knew all the mystery elements 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
And so at that point, the only thing keeping me engaged, besides it being well done, is the spectacle. And there just wasn't a lot of spectacle. All the gore and stuff was basically off screen. There was a couple quick flashes, but they weren't enough to make up for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah, I don't know. I was one of those things where I'm like, this is a good movie. I'm just not enjoying myself as much as I could be.
So fair. I totally get that. And honestly, I feel like on second watch, I'll probably have the same opinion, that it's kind of boring. Because not having seen the trailer, going in completely blind, I thought it was a fucking blast. I thought that the way he structured the film lended itself so well to the outcome that he was going for. Because, not to give a spoiler, but it's structured in a very specific way.
It's an interesting structure.
And it's really cool, in my opinion. I like it a lot. My only complaint is I don't know how much I like the end of the movie. I think it's cool. I like how we get there. But I don't know how much I'm a huge fan of it. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah, it's one of those things where I think all the problems I have with it make it more approachable for a general audience.
100%.
And so I think it's going to be... I think it's going to do really good. It's going to be like Midsommar, where it's kind of like a very, very popular film amongst people who just kind of dabble.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very good entry point for horror fans. A lot of people who aren't into horror movies, start here. There's not a lot of blood and guts. It's pretty chill. It's very eerie, creepy, scary. I think the acting performances are really good.
Oh, yeah.
Julia Garner fucking kills it, bro.
I was going to say, the main kid actor is my favorite.
Yes, Alex. I don't remember the kid's name. I don't know the kid actor's name, but the main character's name is Alex. So good. Yeah, I would say a rough estimate. I'd put it anywhere from 3, pushing 3.5 maybe.
I'd say a 3.
Yeah.
That's just me personally. I think a lot of people would rate it higher.
Yeah, 100%. But I think the other thing, and you kind of touched on this a little bit, but as someone who watches horror movies at least once a week, sometimes more, it felt very bland as someone who's seen a lot, right? I mean, I've seen some of the most horrific things ever. We watched Cannibal Holocaust for the podcast. Come on. First episode was Terrifier.
Oh, buddy, that's not one of the most horrific things ever.
It's one of the most horrific things we've seen. But more my point is, as a seasoned veteran of horror at this point, I would say it's kind of boring. To your point, like it is. I get it. It's missing something. I couldn't really tell you what it is, but it follows a formula. The formula works and it's good, but it's not amazing.
Something you've seen before.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%.
In either case, do you have anything else you want to say about that, or do you have some news that you want to get into?
I don't have any more to talk about weapons. I would say if it's still in theaters when you're hearing this, go check it out. I'd say it's worth a watch for sure, on the big screen.
I assume it's going to be in theaters for a while.
Probably. I mean, I think I just saw it past 200 million box office worldwide or something crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's killing it. I only have one piece of news I want to talk about, and it is... Let me find the article really quick, because, I steal all of my information from a website called Bloody Discussing that should absolutely sponsor the podcast. Here we go. So, everyone here on the podcast, and anyone who listens, knows that, I love George Romero, right?
You do?
Yeah, he's my favorite director, probably of all time. There is I wouldn't say it's directly tied to Romero, but it's like a Romero adjacent sort of project called Spawn of the Living Dead happening. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
John A. Russo, the co-writer of the original Night of the Living Dead, is headed into the zombie arena with Spawn of the Living Dead. Deadlight reports that horror legends Kane Hodder, Bill Moseley, and Michael Berryman will star in Spawn of the Living Dead alongside Casper Van Dien and Trina Parks. Annie Kide Wolf will direct it, and it was written by Russo. That sounds like so much fucking fun.
Yeah, it could be really good.
It can't, OG writer from Night, a bunch of really famous, horror actors who are very well, regarded in terms of their, skill.
Performances.
Yeah, I mean, I think this just is really, really cool. And the makeup effects are going to be done by Todd Masters, the guy that did the effects for Final Destination Bloodlines.
Pretty good effects in that one.
And
that's cool.
That is exciting as fuck. That's so cool.
We'll see how good it turns out. I don't like to overhype things anymore.
Yeah, I don't like to overhype things anymore either, but it's just one of those things where I saw it and I went, oh, if this is good, it's going to be incredible. And I'm hoping it's more of a homage to the Romero style than just another cash grab, bunch of famous people zombie movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's good. I think that's it.
Okay, I got stuff.
Oh, what do you got?
First of all, not necessarily super horror related, but if you don't know this, I like Phantom of the Opera.
Mhm.
I have 4
So
or
many
5
versions of
different
it.
versions of it because they've made so many different ones. And so I just wanted to say here, apparently they are making a Phantom of the Opera musical anime.
What?
Yeah, it's being pushed by LW Entertainment, and they're partnering with Cubic Pictures. So we'll see if that ends up being made, but...
That sounds really fucking cool.
Yeah, and it's for specifically, it looks like the musical version, so...
Oh,
that's
hell
kinda
yeah.
cool. Because right now our best, very easily accessible version of the musical is there's the stage version, which you
Mhm.
can still buy, or the movie version, which a lot of people don't like.
Yeah. I'm
I have
just
both.
imagining what this will look like. I'm imagining Castlevania.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that sounds sick as fuck. It sounds really cool.
Anyways, I thought I'd announce that. The other thing, and this is more time specific, but we have, a local theater scene here. I don't know if anyone's aware of that in Louisville. And in October, they're doing Evil Dead the Musical.
Are they really?
So if anyone's interested, it's looks like late October-ish.
Who's doing it? Actors Theater?
No, it's down at the
Or is it just
Art
local?
Sanctuary. I forget what troupe it is.
Ooh, okay. That's sick as fuck. I might see if I can work on that. That sounds like fun.
I'm going. I bought tickets in the Splatter Zone.
In the Splatter Zone?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like Cyber Zone,
Yeah.
but a
No,
little bit
I,
more grown up.
I had a friend who worked on it. They did it at a little black box around here I would say within the last 10 years. And one of my friends worked on it, and she was the person in charge of filling the sprinkler system with blood. She would have to climb a ladder and fill the tanks with blood, and it would run through the sprinklers. It's really cool. No, I love local shit like that. It's so much fun. It's super cool.
I have no idea how it's going to turn out as of now, but Art Sanctuary is really cool.
Mhm.
I went to see Joe Bob Briggs's lecture there,
Mhm.
his How Hillbillies Saved Hollywood thing. So it's a cool venue. So I thought I'd bring it up. Anyways, ready to podcast? Podcast?
Part.
Are you ready for the podcast?
I'm a pirate. Arr. Yeah, I think it's time for the podcast part of the podcast, Ben.
Okay. Gonna kind of go over it again because, we've had a weird season. But we have 3 categories, right? Bob gets to choose from 3 spots in each category. We have my category, which was Full Moon. Another category that I chose for random, and I'm so sorry about, which is Killer Food, which we haven't touched yet.
No, and I don't want to.
And then Bob's category, which was
Trauma movies.
Drama. So far, we've done 2 trauma films, 1 Full Moon. I assume we're not going to do Killer Food again?
Yeah, I don't want to touch it. I'm really, at this point, Benjamin, I'm really anticipating just ending on all 3 Killer Food movies for the end of the season.
Are we finally going to do it?
I don't really want to watch any of them, so I'm kind of just skipping it.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to choose Full Moon, because I don't want to finish Trauma off just yet, because I have a hope that the last movie in Trauma is a specific film.
Yeah, you have a hope.
And if it's not, I'm going to be really mad.
Cry.
So I'm going to choose Full Moon. What do I have left? I don't know what I chose last time. I don't
So
remember.
you chose spot number 1, so you have 2 and 3.
Let's just go 1, 2, 3 on Trauma or on Full Moon. What's spot number 2, Ben?
2?
Yeah, what's in spot 2?
It's a little film from 1989.
1989.
You might have heard of it. It's called Puppet Master.
Oh, thank God. I really want to watch these. I've heard...
Good, because I own all of them.
So I know you own all of them, but I've heard by the end of it, it gets in-fucking-sane.
Not even by the end of it. A couple movies in.
Yeah.
This first movie is going to be very different than what you're expecting, though.
Okay.
So, description. I guess there's technically killer puppets in this movie.
Hold on, what? No way. No way it's called... oh, my fucking... Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. Just talk, Ben. Just go.
Length, it's an hour and 30 minutes long.
Oh, a normal length movie.
It's rated R.
Oh, thank God.
IMDb gave it a 5.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Tomato Meter gave it a 50%. An audience score of 40%. There's no meta score, but there is a user score of 6.0 out of 10.
Whoa, okay. The user score is kind of high.
I mean, it's just 50 to 60. That's what we're at.
That's higher than I thought.
For awards, it has 0 wins and 1 nomination.
Oh, hell yeah.
Notable actors. We have William Hickey as Andre Toulon. He plays Dr. Finkelstein, or at least the voice of him, in Bob's favorite Christmas movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Paula Matt as Alex Whitaker. They're John in American Graffiti. Irene Miracle as Donna Hadley. She's Susan in Midnight Express. Jimmy F. Skaggs as Neil Gallagher. He's Winnow in Hollow Man. Robin Freites as Megan Gallagher. They played Judy Sanders in Man's Best Friend. Matt Rowe as Frank Forrester. He's policeman in Car and Child's Play 2. Catherine O'Reilly as Carissa Stamford. They're the Vampirettes in Saturday the 14th Strikes Back.
What the fuck?
Muse Small as Teresa. They're a Candy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Barbara Crampton as Woman at Carnival. She plays Megan Halsey in Reanimator, which we've seen.
Yeah, I was surprised to see her. That's cool.
Barbara Crampton. Remember, this is Full Moon, so...
It's true.
It's a
well, she was in
cameo.
Castle Freak, you know.
It's a cameo role. David Boyd as Buddy. They were cheerleader number 2 in Dodgeball, a true underdog story.
Oh my God.
And then finally, Peter Franklin as Assassin number 1.
Not Assassin number 1.
He played Caudle in Assault on Precinct 13, which I don't know if you've ever seen.
I don't know anything about that. Never
Oh, you
even heard
don't?
of it.
I believe it's a... Is it a John Carpenter movie?
Assault on Precinct 13?
Yeah.
No idea. Never heard of it.
It's very famous. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. Yeah, it's John Carpenter. Essentially, a precinct's being assaulted by, like, gangs.
Oh, okay.
It's actually very good. Weirdly enough, from that director.
Yeah, John Carpenter making a good movie? Couldn't happen.
Director is David Schmoller. He also directed Tourist Trap from 1979, which is pretty famous.
I've heard of that, but I haven't seen it.
If I'm thinking of this right film, and I'm pretty sure I am, it's one of those films that's inspired by, what is it? The Wax Factory? The Wax Museum?
Oh, Mystery of the Wax Museum?
Yeah. Writers Charles Band. Shockingly
makes
enough,
sense.
He also wrote a little film known as Evil Bong.
Yeah.
But he's quoted for the story for this film. The other writer is Kenneth J. Hall, who wrote Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout. also has a story credit. And then finally, David Schmoller, so the director, he actually has the screenplay credit for this.
Okay.
But he did Little Monsters.
Why does that sound familiar? What is that?
It's the one that we saw at the video store when we were little with, I think it's the blue guy on the cover. Here, I'll pull up a picture for you.
Okay.
That's how I know it. I was like, oh.
Yeah. No, I definitely have seen that before. I don't know anything about it, but I've definitely seen it.
You have to remember, me and Bob are old men. So when we were growing up, Blockbuster was still around.
So true. Old man. Don't call me old man yet. Maybe when I turn like 30, you can call me old man a little bit, but like.
And you're only like 5 years away.
And I still have 5 years, Benjamin.
All right. Moving on. Budget. It's estimated about $600,000. Ain't bad.
That's not that
bad. Box office, not applicable.
bad.
Weirdly enough. Country of origin, United States. Tagline, evil comes in all sizes.
Oh my god.
Facts. Okay. Here we go. There's so many. I have two. This film was originally intended to have a theatrical release, which is shocking for a full moon feature.
So true.
And it was supposed to release during the summer of 1989. However, this didn't happen. Shocker. And then if you don't already know, this film went on to spawn a plethora of sequels.
A million sequels.
And they go out there.
Yeah. They fight the puppet masters. The puppets fight the Nazis, right?
Oh yeah, there's a whole like section of films that is puppets versus Nazis.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's all I got.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see you guys in a minute. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We just finished watching Puppet Master.
Yeah. What you think, Bob?
Okay. So, like, I know I like bad movies. This is, like, actually a really good movie.
Yeah. That is kind of the shocking thing, I think, for most people who have heard of the franchise and go into this movie. Because it's not what you're thinking about for the franchise.
No, not at all.
And as someone who's seen a lot of the movies, it's not what you get from most of the franchise. Most of the franchise is, like, puppet-themed horror films. And this one's not. It's an actual movie that just happens to feature killer puppets, and they do try really hard.
They do, and I really like this movie. I was so pleasantly surprised so many times throughout the film. I really liked it.
That's fair. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's well done. There's some weird stuff in this film.
Sure.
With that being said, I guess we'll do a brief little rundown of the film, and then we'll get into spoiler stuff. So if you want no spoilers, obviously, go watch the film for yourself before we get into any of this. But what is this film about? Well, there's this guy. His name's Andre Toulon. He's the puppet master. And he brings puppets to life.
Mm-hmm.
But he ends up killing himself because he's being tracked down by Nazis since it's 1939. And he leaves, like, the puppets he's reanimated and the secrets to his magic hidden in this hotel. What is it?
Oh, God. I don't know.
It's like the Bayview or something? I don't know.
Yeah, it's some hotel in California on the coast.
He leaves it hidden in this hotel. And where the plot picks up is 4 friends, who just happen to be psychics, are invited to the hotel by another psychic.
Yep.
And it's kind of just exploring what the fuck's happening here. Why are these guys psychic? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if that sounds interesting, check it out. With that being said, we're going to get into it now. So, right off the bat, Bob, anything you'd like to bring up?
Okay, we'll start with the psychics, because that was something out of left field. I didn't see that coming. The psychic part of this movie was sick as fuck. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's definitely the weirdest part of this film.
For sure.
Because I knew about the franchise before I watched this film. So I was going in expecting it to be a movie about killer puppets.
Yep.
I mean, if it wasn't fairly obvious, this came out in 89, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And Child's Play came out in 88. And so this is obviously like a Child's Play inspired film. And so that's what I expected.
Same.
But instead, what it ends up being is a film about psychics that I think they just happen to work in puppets into.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel forced. It feels like... I get what you're saying. Like, it feels like they had 2 different ideas and they kind of pushed them together and made one movie out of it, but it works. Like, I enjoy it a lot. I think the use of the psychics in tandem with the puppets is really cool.
Yeah, because it adds this whole layer of mysticism to the film. I just want to bring that up because I think it can be off-putting for anyone who's going into this not knowing what this first film's going to be like.
Oh, yeah.
But also just because it's really interesting. I mean, I'd have to guess this was maybe written as a different film, and then they incorporated the puppet elements later.
Really?
Like after they'd written the script and everything. But they do a really, really good job with it. Everything's melded well. Everything goes together well. But the psychics stuff, I know you liked it. It's definitely confusing.
I mean, yeah. But I feel like personally that's kind of the point. Like, the film very much lends itself to be a mystery film.
Yeah. And that's fair. I just meant, like, it's the type of psychic stuff that is very unexplained.
Oh, yeah.
And very ephemeral. So I think a lot of it's just a little bit confusing for some people.
I think that's probably my favorite part, is that it's confusing and weird and doesn't make any sense, because if you think about it, if psychics were real, what the fuck is that? Like, as a person looking in, you go, well, why? And they would go, I'm psychic, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it feels so, like, grounded in the fact that having psychic powers is weird and uncontrollable and unpredictable. Like, there's this character that her whole power is that when she's in a location, she feels the emotions that have been, like, strongly tied to that spot. And she doesn't really have control over it. She just walks into places and, like, just starts freaking out sometimes.
And you know what the strongest kind of emotion that's usually
okay, I didn't
in
want
an area?
I didn't want to go there just
No, it's
yet.
important because that couple's so horny.
Yeah.
It's sex. So basically every time we see her use her power of, I think it's psychometry, she's basically, like, having an orgasm.
Yeah, she's very, very horny. It's but I just think that's so fucking cool. It's just so unexpected and so fun in a movie that I expected to be about puppets. You know what I mean? I like it a lot. I think it's the perfect level of weird, but also still fun.
Yeah, I guess the thing I'm going for here, and this might be a reason Bob really enjoys it, but it reminds me more of like an Italian art house film.
Yeah.
Kind of like Suspiria in a sense where, like, again, everything's very ephemeral and unexplained. And I know Bob's a fan of that, but some of you might not be.
So fair.
However, like Bob said, a lot of the psychic stuff is weird in a way that, while confusing, may be kind of funny.
It is pretty funny.
Let's see. We already talked about the one girl who has, again, I think it's psychometry.
I think you said it right. I think it's called psychometry.
But she has a partner, I think both, like, romantically, but also
in business.
And he reads, like, people's thoughts and emotions.
Yeah.
Like, actively. He's very horny.
He's so horny.
I think
he's a sleazeball.
He's a sleazeball. He looks like a sleazeball. But I'm pretty sure they hook up together. Not sexually. They do that very explicitly. But, like, I think he jacks into what she's feeling. So they do, like, a...
Mm-hmm.
But there's them, and together they're kind of like this weird over-sexual thing. Which, that's funny in its own right. But it's the last two that I think are really interesting. There's Alex, who's kind of our fill-in for our main character. He's got this really bushy head of hair.
He does have really interesting hair.
That's balding and then swooped back.
Is kind of balding.
It's a wild
He's not
haircut.
as balding as Frank.
No.
Frank is balding and then doesn't embrace it and still has a ponytail on the back like it's going to save him.
No, Alex is more like mad scientist psychic kind of thing.
Yeah.
I do like it. But he has prophetic dreams, which is really interesting because it hints at stuff that's to come later.
Yep.
Especially if you start to read into things a lot. But also there's one scene in the movie where we get to see it scene for scene in his dream, and then the movie goes, you know what? Let's watch that again so we get the feature length.
Yeah. But I actually really like that.
Yeah, it's just, like, goofy.
Well, because, not to spoil it, but, like, near the end, it changes up and, like, he starts to affect the future. Like, it feels very, like, Groundhog Day-esque,
Maybe. I just like it as a gimmick because they do a couple dream fake outs.
Yeah.
And those are always
fun. They do it a couple of times, and I think all of them are pretty fun.
Yeah. And then the last one, who's probably my favorite. Do you remember what her name is? Carissa. She is essentially like the Louisiana voodoo lady.
Yeah.
I say voodoo. Hoodoo, essentially. But she's like a carny. She works at a carnival as a
fortune teller.
and she's very stereotypical, like the
Mhm.
faking fortunes. But she's like able to see, I guess you could say, beyond the veil. Like she sees
Yeah.
glimpses of the future, but it's just general
Yeah.
psychic stuff. But she's goofy because she's an alcoholic.
Oh yeah.
So a good part of the movie, she's
piss drunk.
pissed drunk and just being a what should she describe?
She
herself
calls
as?
herself a nasty bitch
A
as a
nasty
compliment
bitch.
to herself.
But the other thing that's really cool is she's actually doing some. I'm not sure if it's real voodoo, but that's what it is.
Yeah,
Inspired
she's
by.
like burning stuff to cleanse
There's some
rooms.
incense burning, but there's also some talismans, candle
Mhm.
burning, stuff like that.
chicken feet.
I say voodoo here because if you don't know, there is a difference between voodoo and hoodoo. Hoodoo's like the fake magic stuff, and voodoo's an actual religion. I don't know. It looks a little bit more
I don't know.
serious than just like I'm poking something.
Yeah.
Anyways, she's really goofy. And so like throughout a film that's mostly a mystery because they're trying to be at this castle figuring out, okay, why the fuck were we called here by this fifth guy, Neil, who's a scumbag and we all hate him. But also, why didn't we know he's dead?
Yeah.
Because surprise, surprise, Neil's dead.
Yep.
So it really is this mystery about like, okay, what's happening? Why are we here? And also, we know about the Andre Toulon thing. Let's find some reanimation formula. So yeah, it's pretty entertaining because it's all over the place.
It is, but I think that's what makes it fun and interesting and cool.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I think because there's so much going on in this film, it's one of the best Puppet Master films of the franchise. It's just the least puppet heavy.
That's true. There isn't a lot of puppet on screen,
No.
but I will say, I do really like what we do get.
Yeah, they do some really good effects for the puppets. Kind of the first one we get is a POV shot.
Mhm.
Again, I think that's very much inspired by Child's
Play.
Play.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially because the one we see the POV of is always Blade, I think.
Well, we get different ones sometimes.
Do we?
But at the beginning, I'm pretty sure it is Blade.
At the beginning, it is Blade, which by the name, all the puppets have names.
Yeah.
We'll go into that in a second. But yeah, it's very goofy because it's just like him. I assume they put a camera on a skateboard and are just
Probably.
like moving it around.
Well, I
really
don't know
quickly.
because I can almost feel when he was like the steps, like the way they bounced the camera just right, where it felt like he was stepping.
Oh, someone's holding it, but
Yeah.
I assume they're being wheeled around.
Probably.
And, that's a cool effect. Although they, again, very specifically inspired by other things. You can hear Blade kind of like breathing,
Yeah.
which is weird
because some of the puppets at some points do make like noises.
which is fine. But Blade doesn't need to breathe. He's a puppet.
They're puppets. They don't need that.
Which
But
again
it's
feels more
interesting.
like it's inspired by Friday the 13th, Black Christmas kind of
Mhm.
stuff,
yeah.
or Child's Play. Because I think he does that too.
Does he?
He might during
I
some of
don't
his
remember.
POV shots. But then again, Chucky's alive,
Alive,
and
technically.
these are just
Reanimated puppets.
reanimated
I don't know.
or animated puppets, not reanimated.
Yeah.
Because that would imply they were alive again. So that's a cool effect. There's a couple brief scenes of stop motion.
I like them a lot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of stop motion. Bob's also a big fan of stop motion. These look pretty good.
Mhm.
They're very brief because
It's expensive.
it's very expensive and it, more importantly, takes a lot of time.
And also, we'll get into it. Some of these puppets are really weirdly built and very strange to work with.
Yeah.
And I feel like animating them via stop motion would probably become more difficult because of how the puppets themselves are crafted.
But those look really good. And basically, whenever you see the puppet moving, like fully with like its whole body in shot,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they have to use. There's a couple scenes where they're just obviously manipulating the puppet,
Mm-hmm.
but they're getting it to do things that look pretty good.
Yeah.
The one that Bob, I think, was really struck by is Blade ends up moving a chair.
Blade? Okay, so he's called Blade because, spoiler, he has a knife on one hand and a hook on the other.
And 2 knives in his eyes.
2 knives in his eyes. And the hook is so good. He grabs shit all the time. He, pulls shit around. The way they make them feel like people, they feel so real.
Yes, they all have their own personalities. But yeah, Blade moves a chair, and it looks really good.
Mhm.
Because assumedly, they're just holding the bottom of the puppet and tugging it. But they've shot it in such a way that it looks like Blade's...
Struggling to pull the chair around because
Yeah.
he's small. It's really, really good.
And again, I think part of that comes down to they are making noises.
Yep.
They're different for each puppet, but they they really express themselves through it because they can't talk. And then, the last thing they do is one of the puppets has real human hands.
He has full-grown man hands.
And that's both very funny
Yeah.
because it makes him, like, size-wise a little bit weird. But in a couple of shots, because we're watching this in Blu-ray, you can see the rest of a human arm coming out of his side.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think all the ways they do the puppets are very good for what is a low-budget film, and especially one where they didn't have practice doing this with.
Yeah.
They have, I think it's like 12 more films to get
God
used to
bless.
it.
I can't imagine what they're doing in 12.
There's a bunch of stuff, and just like with the Child's Play movies, which we've seen the first one. Have
Just
we
the
seen
first one.
anything like that?
Nope.
They get better at doing the effects
Mhm.
because, first of all, time period, things get easier, but practice. And I don't know. I think it's very impressive for what they had.
I also find it to be very impressive.
Now, I said we get into the name of the puppets.
Yeah, I think we should cover the design as we go over them too, because I think they're
that
all
is
cool too.
Completely fair. So I wrote the names of all the featured puppets in this movie. Assumedly, if we keep covering Puppet Master stuff eventually, we'll keep this section. But first and foremost is Blade.
Yeah.
Bob kind of described him hook hand on one hand, knife hand on the other, retractable blade eyes.
Yeah.
But he's also got like a trench coat and not a bowler hat.
It's like a
fedora
kind of
thing.
yeah. And he's got like a V for Vendetta style mask.
Yeah. No, that's just his face.
Well, I mean, but that's what it looks like. It's like the white
Yeah.
mask.
He's pretty cool.
He is cool.
He does feel like a creep that really likes violence
He likes watching.
and watching. Next is Jester, who is, if you couldn't guess, dressed like a court jester.
Yep.
We don't see much of him,
Yeah.
but the cool thing of his design is his head is built in 3 pieces,
Mhm.
and it spins like each piece separately. And whenever they spin it, they use that as an opportunity to like do a small cut. So his face is using different expressions.
Yeah, there's some really, really funny scenes where Jester just emotes really hard, and it's really fucking funny.
Because that's his purpose. He's
Yeah.
the emotional puppet. So he's kind of like the speaker for all the puppets for how they're feeling.
Yeah, like, no spoilers. There's a scene where somebody punches someone else, and it cuts to Jester, and he just, like, has, like, an oh shit face, and it's really, really good.
He's also, interestingly enough, the last puppet
Yeah.
Andre
He's the last-
Toulon made.
Last one.
Next, we have Pinhead,
I like Pinhead.
which, unfortunate name,
Yeah.
but he's the one with real human hands, which makes him a little bit weird, because he's just this giant puppet, because, like, the human hands and arms match his frame,
Yeah.
which is really big and bulky, but he has the tiniest head. of
It's tiny.
all the puppets, and it's a little pointy.
Imagine Kingpin from like Spider-Man.
Oh, from what is it? The animated one?
Yeah. It's like Kingpin.
Yeah.
His head is tiny, and he's gigantic.
That's what Pinhead's like. He's interesting because he's dumb brute muscle,
Yeah.
but he's very strong. He just like straight up snaps people's legs and stuff.
He
It's
starts
impressive.
chucking people. It's awesome.
Next, there's Tunneler,
Ah, yes.
who looks like a Nazi, right?
He does. He's in army uniform.
With a drill for the top of his head,
Yep.
which
It does spin.
time to bring this up. Andre Toulon's from 1939. He kills himself in this hotel because the Nazis are coming after him
Yep.
for his animation formula. If you're wondering why there's Nazi movies later on,
Yeah.
because this movie is tied from the start
It starts with
to
Nazis.
Nazis.
Unexpected.
Next, we have Leech Woman,
Oh, God.
who is the grossest puppet, the Bob. She is very reminiscent of like Japanese ghost women,
Mhm.
where she's very pale with long black hair and wearing like a white kind of dress. But her whole thing is her mouth is open and she can vomit up leeches.
Yep. That's it.
They're not realistic looking leeches because they're spiky and slimy and stuff.
They're leeches.
And I'm not sure how they kill people, but they do.
They do.
And every time a leech comes out of her mouth, Bob looked like he was gonna vomit.
It's disgusting.
It does look really good though, because I think they made her head and neck really stretchy.
Yeah, it like you can see her body stretch as it's coming out. It's fucking foul.
But they are actively like forcing something out of her mouth. It's a great
Yeah,
effect.
It's really cool.
She's not in it much. And those are the 5 main featured puppets.
Those are the 5 puppets I've seen.
Nope, you saw 2 more.
Did I?
There's 2 more puppets in this movie that are not really featured in the franchise from now on, because they are offensive. First of all,
Oh, I forgot about those two.
there's Slasher Khan, sometimes
Yep.
just known as Khan. I think he appears in some of the comics, but he's like this very stereotypical, I think like, what, Genghis Khan looking
Yeah.
kind of one.
He's only in the beginning scene, right?
Yes, he's the one doing Lookout,
Yeah.
and we get to see him put in the case. And then the other one we get to see put in the case, who we see do nothing, is I believe it's Gangi, but he looks very, I don't know, stereotypical Indian maybe? It's definitely offensive.
Yeah.
And he doesn't appear like I think ever again in anything,
Damn.
shockingly enough. There's a little picture so Bob can remember.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, because I didn't think about it because it was just in the case when Andre put it in the wall.
Yep. So there's actually more puppets than I think most people would think in this film. 2 of them really don't do anything and don't really show up again in the films, but those main 5 do for the most part.
Yeah.
They get appearances again and again. I will say Blade is kind of the front runner for a lot
I was
of
about to say
stuff.
Blade feels like the main guy.
He's definitely the most interesting looking. With that being said, what else do you want to talk about?
Well, the whole movie set in one hotel,
Yes.
and I like the setting. I like the hotel. I think it looks cool. It looks very old, but I think that's kind of the point. It feels antiquated in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they might have been using an abandoned hotel or something, because
Yeah.
it does look a little rundown, but it was very obviously a really, really nice place
At some point.
at some point, which
Yeah.
I think really fits this vibe of, oh, I can see that Andre Toulon could hide things here, because it's just become abandoned and
Yeah.
left to dust. It feels, I don't know, haunted house.
Yeah, it does feel very haunted.
Which works really well with the plot. Music is really good.
The music is really good.
It was done by, I think, Richard Band, so I believe
Yep.
that's Charles Band's brother.
I think so.
It's like orchestral, and shockingly, a lot of work is put into it.
It's almost circus music, but it's circus music, but like high art circus music. I don't know how else to
circus
describe it.
with a haunting undertone.
Yeah, and it's really, really cool.
If you've never heard the Puppet Master theme song, go listen to it. It's weird, but it's not necessarily what you'd expect from this movie. But I do like it.
I really liked it.
You don't have anything else? Do you want to talk about a little bit about the ending?
I wanted to talk about the ending, but I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it, because I think the ending of this movie is fucking fantastic.
Let's get into it. So, kind of throughout the whole movie, this 5th guy, Neil, is dead,
Yeah.
but he keeps appearing in weird places, like someone's setting him up. The characters think it's a lady at the hotel, because there's 2. There's Neil's wife, whose family has owned the hotel, and then like a maid.
Basically like a housekeeper lady.
And the maid gets killed very early.
She's the first death, I'm pretty sure.
But after she disappears, Neil's body starts moving around. So I think it's implied that we're supposed to think it might be the puppets or something
I assumed
like
it was
that.
the puppets.
But no, Neil is our bad guy.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense for how scummy he is.
Mhm.
We do see him rape someone in a
Elevator.
scene,
Yeah,
and
that
he does
was...
this weird like roaring thing. I just wanted to bring it up because
I didn't want to talk about it, but that's fine.
Yeah, Neil's our bad guy. He blew his brains out and then reanimated himself with this formula because it only works on inanimate objects.
Yep.
And he's luring all these people here to kill them because they're psychically linked.
And eventually they would like realize that he's alive still.
Yeah. Very interesting idea. I think it's an interesting way to get all the characters there and explain why he's trying to kill them.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a fun reveal because it's like,
Well, I think it's an awesome... I don't want to say twist, because you kind of see it coming if you're paying attention.
oh, you definitely do.
But they do a great job at hinting at it throughout the movie. There's are multiple scenes where Alex, kind of the main character, has dreams where Neil is alive doing stuff. And you have to think to yourself, well, that's not possible. He's dead. So why is he having these dreams? And for it to all come back around and be like, oh, he's really alive. Like, there's all this stuff. It just feels... It feels like they had the ending of the movie and they worked backwards from that and got us there.
Oh yeah, and they do some cool stuff to fake you out. Like right away, first time you see O'Neill's body,
Yep.
they stick, I think it's a hat pin, like
Yep.
through his chest to be like,
Like
oh,
through his heart.
he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really well done. It also takes this thing that is maybe not necessarily made for reanimating corpses and uses it for like an immortality thing, which I think is
Which is cool.
cool. However, not very effective.
No.
The puppets are, as we learned from a little bit of Toulon's diary, pretty nice.
Mhm.
But Neil's been using them to
Do
kill
bad
people.
shit.
Shocker. And they turn on him.
Yeah.
And it is a great scene.
It's incredible.
It's probably the most like active gore we get to see.
Oh, yeah.
There's gore in this film, but it's very much after the effect.
Or, like, barely on screen or, like,
Yeah.
off screen almost completely.
We get to see the after effects, which look
We do.
great.
They look really good.
But Neil's getting cut apart, and like we get to see the embalming fluid or whatever spray out of him.
Yeah. And, I mean, the tunneler's going crazy with the tunnel. And
Tunneler's
the leech
going
lady's
crazy.
going crazy.
Leech lady's there, Blade's there. It's great.
It's just such, like... It's the perfect culmination of the end of the movie.
Yeah, it's just the payoff you wanted the whole time, and I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so good. And they even set up the fact that the puppets are going to turn at an earlier point in the movie where they find one of Toulon's journals, and he talks about how, like, because he made the puppets, they're like a fragment of him, and he says, I'm not an evil person, but I fear what someone evil could do if they got a hold of this.
Yeah.
And so it's just so cool to see the puppets lose their, like, minionship and have their own decisions and do their own thing and kill the guy that's bad. It's just such a good, like, full circle thing.
Yep. And then the movie ends on a weird note. One of the characters survives.
Yep.
And then Neil's wife survives. And we get to see her walk up the stairs, and then this stuffed dog that was there the whole time reanimates.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on that?
Well, assumedly, she did it. She brought that dog back. And now she's going to do other stuff.
Like, she found Toulon stuff and is like,
Yeah.
now I'm in control.
Mhm.
You know what my weird read on that has always been?
What?
So, throughout the dreams Alex is getting, like our fill-in main character,
Mhm.
he's getting images of Neil holding his wife at gunpoint and being like, you can't save her. And we learned earlier that she went up and investigated some stuff by herself.
Yeah.
And so my fun read on it has always been that Neil killed her, reanimated her like he does for the maid, and then forces her to lure Alex downstairs.
Oh my god.
And so the reason the puppets turn on him is we get to see Jester be horrified only when she's hit really hard
Yeah.
across the face. And after that, they turn on him.
Damn. I didn't think about it like that. That's crazy.
I think that's a fun little read.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because now it's like all the puppets have been left alone with another.
With another puppet.
Yep.
I like this movie.
Probably liked it. Okay, that's good. Anything else, or just get into recommendations?
I think we're good. I think we talked about everything I wanted to talk about.
Cool deal. So, what do you think?
Well, I mean, if you want to get into Full Moon, this is a great jumping off point for Full Moon.
Oh, yeah, this is by far, I think, their most famous movie.
And it, like, I knew, like, Full Moon is notoriously bad, right? They make notoriously awful films, and that's their thing. This is just a good movie. Like, just straight up, I would say it is good.
Yeah, that's kind of the weird thing. Full Moon's known for low budget, but it's not the same type of low budget Troma does.
Yep.
Troma is just, like, awful and offensive.
Yeah.
Full Moon produces some good stuff.
And this is good stuff, man.
This is one of them.
I like this one a lot. I'd recommend if you want to jump into Full Moon, I would say start here. And maybe just watch all of them in one go. Just finish the whole thing.
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. As someone who's watched multiple of these, it's a lot.
If you like Charles Band, he's Full Moon Tide, but he produced this, and this is some of his better stuff. I like it.
He owns Full Moon, if you don't know.
If you want small, like, if Killer Puppets interest you in any way, check this out. I know we said it doesn't feature the puppets as heavily as we expected, but I do think it is a fun twist on that sort of genre, and it's very fun. And also, there are multiple puppets. It's not just one killer like in Child's Play. You get to see, like, a variety. They all have different, like, you know, personalities. They all do different stuff. It's really, really cool. So if you want a variety of puppets, check it out. I think that's it. I think I'll leave it there.
Okay. I might cover the same stuff here, but, like, if you want a puppet movie, this one is kind of like the peak. There's a lot of killer doll films.
Yeah.
Chucky, obviously, I think is the big starter for that. But, you know, since then, we've seen things like Annabelle and just a lot of things that focus on dolls. There's not a lot focused on puppets, which I know there's not much of a distinction, but they usually tend to look a little bit less lifelike, and I think that's very interesting. But yeah, if you want a killer, like, humanoid inanimate objects, this is a really good one, because you get to see it a bunch. Aside from that, though, if you just want to watch a franchise, this is the start of one. And if you just want to watch a weird, like, ephemeral I don't know, psychic mystery puppet movie. This is that. It's weird, but you might like it if you like weird. Rate it. Don't give it a 5, you bastard.
I'm not going to give it a 5, but I liked it a lot. I'm not going to give it a 5, but I liked it a lot, okay? But I can see where other people may have issues with the movie. Because, yeah, I keep talking about how good it is, but it's still, like, not an amazing film. Like, I'm not walking away from this, like, my socks blown off. I'm not, like, a changed man. You know what I mean? Like, there's no deeper themes. It's just, it is what it is. But I still enjoyed myself and had fun. Which lends me, I kind of want to say 4, but that, I can't. There's too many things that are cheap and not like, classically correct about this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
3. And, no, 3. 3.
3?
3. It's perfectly serviceable from someone who isn't into films like this.
Well, shockingly, I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Wow!
Because
I was being really reserved. I didn't want to say it.
you were. But at the end of the day, it's a well-produced movie. It's bizarre, and I think some of the things probably could have been simplified or left out, especially with all the weird psychic stuff. But it's well made. They do great with the effects. I can tell they really tried with this. And it's not just a blatant ripoff of Child's Play.
No, it's its own thing.
Which is impressive. I think really my big negatives really come down to 2 things. First of all, like I said, kind of confusing. Which can be more so if you come into this expecting it to be like the rest of the franchise, like you've heard about. And I do think that's a negative. But the other one, and I think this is a big one for me, is that it's just kind of, I don't want to say boring, but I've seen this film a couple times.
Yeah.
Nothing happens really for the most of the film. Like, it's just nothing.
That's fair.
And that can be very boring when you know what happens. Because again, I think that's a big problem with horror mystery stuff. Once you know the mystery, it can be hard for stuff to stand up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 because for a full moon puppet movie, it does, I think, better than can be expected.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, outtakes maybe?
Yeah.
We'll see if we have any.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in a minute. Hello everybody, welcome to the outtake section for this episode of Beware the Board. I hope you're enjoying our review of Puppet Master so far. I really like this film. I think it's super duper fun, but without further ado, let's get into the outtakes. This first clip is our reaction to the grossest puppet in this film. Oh, God. Oh, she's throwing up another one! Stop! I hate that.
It's not the type of sucking he thought would happen that night.
No, it's not. Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the outtakes. Do we have any announcements, Ben?
I don't think so. Hopefully now this is coming out
The
second week in a row.
after?
So hopefully this is weekly
Hopefully
now.
this is week 3 in a row where we've had an episode.
Yeah. Sorry if this one was still a bit rough. We're trying to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
We took like a 4 or 5 month break. Hopefully we'll get back into it soon. I'm not sure when we're going to get comfortable enough to start doing extra episodes, but we do have some stuff we started before our break that we need to continue with.
Mhm.
We've already kind of talked about all of them now because I think Bob spoiled one of them. He was like, no, we talked about that. But
I definitely thought we did.
we definitely didn't, and I said it. But Evil Dead's one of them. We've been doing that with guests. So what do we have?
We still have one more to record.
2 left, I think. Right?
Do we?
Did we do the remake already?
Yeah.
Oh, then-
Remake's recorded.
Yeah, we have one more.
Because I've seen that. I remember seeing that one.
Then we just have Rise left.
Yeah.
And once we record that,
We'll start putting them out.
Bob has to edit, but he'll start putting them out when he's all done with that. And then the other one that Bob spoiled is Final Destination, which I love, but we wanted to watch it so we could go see Bloodlines in theaters. That didn't work out, but
Yeah.
we'll finish it and then we'll watch Bloodlines probably as an extra episode. So
Yup.
I'm really excited for that. We're 2 in right now.
Yeah, we have 2 of those done.
But that's going to be a part of our new series of trying to finish stuff.
Because there's a lot of stuff unfinished.
Yeah, I mean, Evil Dead is actually part of that series. This is just bonus.
Yeah, well, that would be a Puppet Master to watch.
Yeah, but there's a list we have to choose from. Whatever. So yeah, aside from that, I don't think we have any announcements. Hopefully we'll finish this season by Christmas. I'm not sure what we're gonna do for fucking horror awards this year.
It's just gonna be a short list.
Because it's gonna be the shortest list ever. Really unfair to every other year.
Oh yeah,
where we had like 90 movies. But yeah, I guess look forward to that in Halloween time. If you don't know, that's like our
end of the year wrap up sort of
end
anniversary
of the year
thing.
Podcast anniversary thing. It's fun, if a little boring and nonsensical. With that being said, we'll get into our usual spiel here. Check us out wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcast, other podcast-specific platforms. If you're checking us out on any of those, it really helps us if you rate or review the podcast. It's the best way for us to get traction and get seen on those sites. However, if you really want to help us out, you can, cyclically call your friends over and tell them, hey, go watch this podcast. You might like it. That's definitely the best way we've spread around. I know a lot of our viewers that at least I know of are people that are friends of friends and stuff like that. With that being said, you also want to listen to us, you can go over to YouTube, which isn't the best for audio-only content, but we're there. Very specifically, for anyone who hasn't picked up on this, we're only there right now because we're poor, and so we aren't paying for the RSS right now. That'll get fixed eventually. All these episodes will go up. Mm-hmm. But right now, we're just on YouTube. Again,
yeah.
So hopefully, if you're listening from the future, that's not the case anymore. But besides the fact that, this is always our backup, YouTube has a couple cool tools that you might like. First of all, we have our own channel. So if you subscribe, you can hit that bell button, and that'll let you get notified whenever we post something new in case we, forget for 4 months. And then we'll be like, out of the blue, here's Ginger Dead Man. So that's pretty handy. There's also a search bar on our channel page, which lets you search key terms in all our videos. So in case you're looking for like an episode name, so for instance like a movie title, to see if we've covered it, that's a cool way to do so. If you don't want to listen to it on YouTube, you can then reference the name on the episode and then go to
there
Spotify
also
or whatever.
Is a link in every episode description to the episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
That's handy. But biggest thing with YouTube is it's one of the 2 major places to communicate with us at. You can do that in the comment section of a specific video if there's something you want to talk to us about in that episode. Or you can go over to Twitter, @BewareTheBoard, and go chat up Bob, Maybe explain your evil plans to him, how you want to reanimate yourself, stuff like that.
Okay, if you're going to be doing all that seems like a lot of work, so you might want to get some
as long as you invite Bob to a fancy hotel, free of charge, he's in.
As long as I can check it for small creatures before I enter. There might be some unwanted guests, Benjamin. I don't want all that. Like Ben said, check us out on Twitter, @BewareTheBoard. It's where we post updates about the show, information about the show. Basically, if there's anything going on with the show, it goes on our Twitter. On Mondays, I post a spoiler post for that week's worth of episodes, which is a hidden movie cover you can reveal, so you can watch the film before we do. So to list the episodes, you don't get any spoilers or being vague about stuff, you know what we're talking about. Then on Fridays or whatever other day an episode goes live, I always post a link to our episodes there. So if you've missed up or want to know when someone up, there's always a link on our Twitter. We do short form content for the show over on Instagram @BewareTheBoard, TikTok @BewareTheBoard, and on YouTube Shorts. So if you like short form content and want to support the show, check us out there.
Yeah, everything's on all those platforms.
Well,
unless there's copyright issues.
Yeah, sometimes you run into issues where the edits I make have copyright problems because
YouTube sucks.
And even though I'm technically under fair use in changing the content,
that's why YouTube sucks.
Yeah.
So I think one of our most recent ones got flagged on YouTube.
Yeah, I made one for Cannibal the Musical. It's on Instagram and on TikTok, but it is not on YouTube because YouTube said that it was illegal.
Yeah. Plus, and I'll put this out here, before we stopped for a while, I was doing updates and stuff on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try and do that again, so it's not going to be as in-depth as like, oh, okay, here's an episode and stuff like that. But there might be some cool stuff on the YouTube community page.
Eventually.
With that being said, I think that's it. So,
yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys next time.